welcome back to Hardcore Ultimate Iron Man. And a very rare situation. We are prepared to get a hit points level. Level 89. More hit points is always nice when the whole hardcore situation. So that's good. And then we'll teleport over to Falador. And that is level 84 magic. We can cast Demonic Offering, assuming we had any Wrath runes, which we don't. Karalangar Teleport in the Wilderness, which we're not going to do. And Boost Potion Share, which I don't even think Iron Man can use the sharing lunar spells, so not much. Not much right now. But we're here in Falador. And we're here in Falador for the Achievement Diary. We can do easy and medium, assuming we can get all the items required. Hard is still slightly out of our ability, but we can start working on it. Looking through here, there are a few things we need to make sure we get done to prepare. We need to place a scarecrow in Falador Farming Patch and craft a fruit basket. So that means preparation, farming. For the basket, we need willow branches. And luckily, we still have our willow tree here from when we did the quest, Enlightened Journey. So we can grab the willow branches we need here. We're kind of skipping to the medium by doing this, but that's fine. There is many things to do. Unfortunately, by the looks of things, I don't have any watermelons. So, once I go and make this basket, that's the next thing on the list. Craft a basket on the loom in Falador Farm. Medium task. 1 game of temple trekking. Although I suppose that was actually Berg Durat Ramble. We can grab watermelon seeds from the reward token. And that's going to be plenty. I planted the watermelons here in Falador because it's convenient. I just need one of them. And I need to make a scarecrow, a bronze spear, a haste sack, and a watermelon. It's ideal for scaring birds. And it's also ideal for completing the medium task here. So now that all the farming stuff is done, we can go back to the easy diary. Unsurprisingly, there's some easy stuff to do. Only needed a few things here for the easy diary. A mind talisman from an imp, made a tiara, and a blurite ore. Technically this needs to be a bar, but we're getting there. Make a mind tiara. Easy task. Claiming a security book from the security guard here in the Port Sarim jail. Easy task. Smith some blurite crossbow limbs here at Thurgo's house. Easy task. And repair the broken strut in the Motherlode Mine. Easy task. I barely have one more. Ah. Doric's Anvil. Not Thurgo's Anvil. Fine. Reading comprehension. Do we have any? Smith's Thumblerite limbs on Doric's Anvil. Easy tasks completed. Not too often anybody ends up with 2 Blurite limbs. So, here we are. Let's go get our reward. For completing the easy tasks, we get the Shield 1, an Antique Lamp, of course going in Herblore, for 2,500 XP. And we also get the effect of the shield, which can recharge 25% of our prayer 1 time per day. So, not a huge amount. And also, a shortcut between the Chaos Altar here and Birthorp. So, interesting. On to the medium tasks, where we have a few more that we need to do than the easies. Pickpocket a Falador guard, medium task. And they're getting cannoned, so maybe getting pickpocketed is not the worst thing that's going on for them right now. Mine some gold at the Crafting Guild, medium task. Really could have gotten the Rune pickaxe out of the looting bag instead of trying to mine gold with a bronze pickaxe. But that's fine. I stole this bullseye lantern from a cave goblin, and now lighting it at the chemist's for a medium task. Squeezing through this crevice in the Dwarven Mine. Not exactly a useful shortcut, but there you go. Useful for a medium task. Buying full initiate, when I was just going to get full proselyte later, was not a waste of money, because we needed it here to pray at the Altar of Gothics. And it looks like we need to have some prayer points. One prayer point left. Gone. And now we can pray. That work? I guess this one worked, even if we weren't needing to restore any prayer. That's good. And then we're actually going to make use of the shortcut that we got for the easy diary here. There's a bush. We can squeeze past. Maneuver past tight gap. It was the gap that was this thing we need to click on. Okay. So we just need to go in here and telegrab the Wine of Zamorak. They don't appreciate it. That completes that medium task. And their attacking knocks us out of the congratulations, you finished the medium tasks screen. But they are done. So let's go get our reward. Upgrading our little round shield to a kite shield. Another XP lamp here, going in Herblore. This time for 7,500 XP. The prayer restore from the shield is now 50% once per day. We get 10% more experience from Falador farming patches, a shortcut in the Motherlode Mine, and a higher chance of getting a clue scroll from guards. Now we move on to the hard tasks. There are some here that we actually can't finish yet, but we can get started at least. First task I'm going for is kill the giant mole. It's not exactly difficult, just a little annoying. Mole only uses melee attacks, so a bit of prayer flicking and you're good to go. But there is also the other mechanic, where the mole digs away. Ow. So when that happens, we don't have the technology to find out where the mole went. So we just need to run around this whole area trying to find it. And that is why I'm here in full graceful. It moved over there. Oh, it's right here. That works. Usually it's worse than that. Usually it is worse than that. But now, every attack there's a chance the mole leaves. So, we will see how many times it digs around and how far we need to run. And hopefully, no one else shows up while we're doing it. And the mole is dead. Got a new collection, Mole Claw and Mole Skin. Some blood runes, some big bones. The first kill did end up getting crashed. That's okay. Technically, we could go turn these in for bird nests. Don't really need to, though. I guess there was a possibility of something good in there. Well, that is the hard task completed. Kill the giant mole. It started tunneling around quite a bit, so not the fastest with this gear. Much more straightforward. Kill the blue dragon in the Heroes Guild. Doesn't dig away. Doesn't make a huge complicated mess of everything. And we get some dragon bones. So that's nice. Hard task completed. And while we are in Berthorpe, I'm going to crack a wall save here. Got a sapphire, and a hard task complete. Upgrading from Initiate to Proselyte, and coming down to Port Sarum. We have full prayer points. I clicked on it. I clicked pray. I guess it's connected to the recharge prayer points code. Because there is the hard task. Alright. For the next task, we need to do a quest. And for that quest, I want some stuff out of the looting bag. So we're hopping in the wilderness, destroying the bag, getting our stuff, as per usual. Destroy, yes. Pick up all our stuff. We got a lot of stuff in here, realistically. But it's all going to fit just perfectly. And now, of course, I need a new looting bag to put the things I don't need in. The quest starts just outside of our house portal. So, very convenient location. Talking to Silas. It is our lucky day that we have met him. He has something we simply must have. Start Grim Tales. He has beans. And why would I want that? They are special beans. Magic beans. Okay. I can get on board with that idea. What do they do? He doesn't seem to actually know what they do. You plant them, and then magic happens. Okay. But he's, of course, not just going to give us the beans. No beans are free. So, how much do you want for him? That's not how he rolls. He's a collector of rare and unusual trinkets. So we need to go get him some interesting things. Magic beans should only be traded for magical something else's. And he has his eyes on some particular items. As long as it's not too difficult to get. Because I am interested in these beans. He has two things he wants. A griffin feather. Very special. From a griffin named Grimnash, who lives on White Wolf Mountain. We need to be careful, because Grimnash has a very bad temper and is likely to attack us. And we can deal with the other item once we get the feather. And so, we're just going to run on up to White Wolf Mountain. The feathers are just sitting here, but I'm sure Grimnash is not going to just let us take things. So let's have a chat. He is happy that a human has come to him, because he's hungry. But I did not come here to be eaten. They're also tired. So, we need to tell him what we're doing here before he eats our legs. We can go with asking for a quest, like we so often do. But we're going to not go that way. I heard you were a great and mighty griffin. True that. Now, what do we want? The wolves are howling, keeping him up all night. Maybe I can help you with that. When he was young, his mother told him bedtime stories. That always helped him sleep. So I'll tell him a bedtime story. Seems like an idea. Alright. They really enjoy stories with death and fire and destruction. An atypical bedtime story, but I can roll with it. We better tell a good story, though, because if we don't, he'll still eat us. This is a situation. We want to go with the death and destruction kind of route here. So we'll set our story in a graveyard. Good place for a story. Undead, wandering about. Very good. And there's a skeleton named Skull Rot. Fantastic name. Fantastic for a skeleton. So what happens next? Skullrot was insane. Very exciting. He remembers back to his childhood, when his mother would say that his father was insane. And then his father ate his own claws, and that was hilarious. Okay. Quite the childhood he had, I guess. So, Skullrat was insane. An insane skeleton. Haunting the graveyard. And then one day, a small gnome showed up. Grimnash does not like gnomes. They don't taste very good. One has to question if they've had to replace the pilots of the gnome glider here. Because how else would he have been eating gnomes? Concerning. We're going to ignore that. Get back to our story. The gnome got his foot stuck under a fallen gravestone. So, he's now stuck in the graveyard with the insane skeleton, which is not great. And then Skullrot hungrily grabbed at the gnome's hair, pulling very hard, releasing the gnome's foot from the gravestone, but also breaking it. So there's that gnome right. And then next, the gnome, whose name was Nobby, was very much in pain and afraid, which he absolutely should be. Grimnash does not care what the gnome's name was, though. Do we name carrots? Pointless. And so Skullrot brought the gnome back to his grave home, where he started to strangle the gnome. The gnome was struggling as the bony fingers tried to end his life. He finally managed to get free. Very exciting. He crawled across the floor, away from Skullrot, who had decided to start making the pot ready to cook the gnome. All seemed lost for the gnome, but then he saw something that could save his life. We need to end the story the best way, and he'll go to sleep. He saw the best chance to get out alive: a big axe leaning on the wall. He crawled to the axe. He was going to use it to kill Skullrot. He grasped the axe, but it was really heavy. Much heavier than he thought. As he started to lean the axe, it fell off the wall, and he couldn't get away. So the axe landed right on him, killing him instantly. Skullrot had a nice dinner. The end. What a pleasant story. And he is out cold. Grab our feather. And we are gone. And we can get back to the start here very quickly. This house portal really is just super convenient. Not a bad option. Here's that feather you wanted. Now, we need to find Rupert the Beard's helmet. And where would that be? This helmet you wanted? Rupert the Beard, a very fine dwarven helmet. And he wants that helmet. Currently, they are to the northeast, between Goblin Village and Ice Mountain. And they are in a tower. So let's go find this tower. Here is the tower in question. And outside we have what looks like a princess. Who are you? Not happy that I asked that question. She's a princess and will not be spoken to like this. Now be off, you scruffy adventurer. Fine. Gosh. Miazukwa. Okay. Can I just open the door here? Don't mind me. It's locked. And we can't go inside. So instead, we'll head around back, across this crumbling wall, and talk into a drain pipe. Hello! Where'd that voice come from? You can hear me up there? Is this one of the gods? Nope. Not Zamorak. Oh no. No, I'm none of the gods. I'm just speaking through the pipe. I'm at the bottom, and the pipe goes to the top. Very good. And this is Rupert the Beard, up in the tower, which is perfect. He's what I'm looking for. He has a very long beard, and that's why they call him Rupert the Beard. Nah, that makes sense. He's up in the tower, being trapped, currently. And he's speaking in the King's Speech. Only one worth mentioning. Similar to Sir Tiffy. Anyways, back to what we're doing. Anything I could help you get out of this tower? The princess is overhearing us, so we can't keep screaming into this pipe. We need to find a way to get up. The princess is holding him prisoner, and there's no telling what she'll do if she discovers our meddling. So let's have a think of how we're going to get up here. We can't climb the drain pipe. It's too rusty. So we need to still climb up, though. And how are we going to do that? Maybe you have something up there that could help. Nothing except for him and his beard. And that's it. Rupert, Rupert, let down your beard. And then I can climb up your beard into the tower. Fantastic. Great idea. And we're up. His beard goes all the way to the ground from all the way up here. Very impressive. We made it. Very strong beard you have. Very impressive. So, we need to help him get out of here. The princess down there has a horrible relative, which is a witch. Would this be her evil stepmother? Oh no. No king would marry an evil witch. This is her evil second cousin twice removed. Okay. He has a gnome friend named Winkin, who disappeared, delivering Olga roots in Draenor. Nobody knows exactly where he went, but he was talking to a witch. He investigated the disappearance and led him to the princess, related to the witch. And since he was being so nosy, she lured him back to the tower and locked him up. And then she used a sleeping gas, knocked him out, and stole his armor. Oh my. So, we need to talk to this princess. Try to get her to stop just all of this. Mirrors require. Hello. We're going with nicer manners this time, now that we know what she's capable of. She's Princess Miazurka. Princess Miarzer Mizaz Mikwipiz Marzipan. Marzukwa with a silent Q. Okay. That's better. Miazra. About that dwarf in the tower. She's just waiting for someone to come by and collect him. Your second cousin twice removed, perhaps? Indeed. A very powerful witch. And she's going to reward us. Because she's feeling generous right now. Her second cousin always says, knowledge is power. So here's a bit of knowledge. She's a witch. And she loves music. She has a gramophone. And a piano. Maybe we'll find something interesting there. She goes on and on about that piano. There's definitely something there. The witch is also very persuasive, let's say. She's going to figure out what Rupert's up to. But that's also why I'm here. Could you let Rupert go? He's a nice fellow. He hasn't done anything wrong. But her cousin doesn't care about that. Only about privacy. So is there any way I could change your mind? Anything you want? Well, there is one thing. And that is, she lost a very valuable pendant over at her cousin's house. The chain broke, and then a mouse grabbed it and ran into the wall. She was very upset, and she really wants it back. So we need to go and find the pendant. And what does this pendant look like? Lovely and gold. Particularly valuable? Only to her. It's not magical or anything, but it has sentimental value. It was her mother's. Given to her on her 10th birthday. Okay. I think I can manage that. To the witch's house. We need the key to get inside. And it's right here, under the flower pot. Heading down the stairs. Or the ladder, I guess. Here is the piano. Leather gloves to open this door. And grab some sheet music. If we read this, we have the upper and lower register, and a bit of a song here. Use that on the piano. And we can play the music here. Need to get the keys right here. It's E, F, E, D, C, A, E, G, A. Compartment opens, and we can search it for 2 recipes and some shrunk Olga roots. Read the shrinking recipe. It's a shrink me quick potion. Pteromin and Olga roots. Drink the potion in an area with prepared glyphs, and we get a new perspective on the world. And also the to-do list. Rubbish. New record. Check the Olga root supplies. Feed the Olga roots. Wash the bed sheets. Hang the washing. Practice piano. Terrorize that brat with the ball. Trim the hedges, floss warts, plot revenge. Ogre roots, Tearman potion. And the potion swirls around, like it's trying to make the vial itself smaller. Make 2 of those. Then we can head over here to where the glyphs are prepared. The witch glyph. The magical aura here allows us to drink the potion and get tiny. Small enough that we can walk right into the mouse hole. And now we are contending with giant mouses. Although technically, we're the ones that are tiny. They're just normal size. So that's fine. Run past them. Protecting from melee. We can climb up some nails to get where we're going. Always running away from the mice. They're just all up here in the walls. We have multiple nails, multiple locations. Climbing up, climbing down. It's all quite the mess. We can just run on past and make our way over to where the pendant is. 1 pendant. Then when we grab, it shrinks down to our size. And that's what we need to get. So we can just get out of here. And the potion will wear off. Luckily. Back to the tower. Princess Miasra, I have your pendant. Your cousin has some strange creatures. Her little darlings. Fascinating. Last month, one of them got out, and a horrible farmer attacked it. It was quite the situation. And so, the witch turned him into a chicken. And ate him. Alright. My goodness. Anyways, here's your pendant to let Rupert free. And now, she unlocks the door, and Rupert can come out. He starts walking down the stairs, but his armor was returned to the top stairs, so he needs to go back up. And now he's better. Walking out, and he's free. Also, in there is a black void. Concerning. Freedom. Fantastic. We've done a great service to dwarves and gnomes alike. But what happened to your beard? It's folded up inside of his armor. In a very special way. Very clever. And now, as a reward, all he has is his armor, but we can take a piece. Can I have your helmet? Of course. And now, he's going to go continue his investigations. Probably should not do that, because we have the crazy witch that will literally eat people. But more power to him, I guess. Good luck. We got what we wanted. We can give the helmet over here to Silas. It was a whole situation getting this helmet. Creatures trying to eat me, tear me apart, witches, gnomes, princesses. He's really glad that he sent me to do this instead of going himself. It was obviously the right choice. And now, we get our magic beans. They're practically worthless. But it was still useful. We've proven ourselves trustworthy. So now he can tell us what the beans are really for. They're magical. And he's prepared a special plot southeast of Taverley. Plant the beans, water them well, and then it'll make an enormous plant, and at the top is our prize. The ultimate collectible. In the land of clouds, there's a goblin made of gold. Legend tells that goblins found an abandoned gold mine and began to smelt some gold. There was a very smart goblin in charge of this whole operation, named Gubbleback. He really, really loved gold. Worked his fellow goblins night and day until they could no longer stand him and they mutinied. Somehow, in this mutiny, he fell into the smelting pot of liquid gold. Didn't die instantly, so he managed to crawl out, still covered in molten gold, and made a serious blunder. He jumped into a nearby water tank. The liquid metal cooled instantly and became rock hard. So he was now stuck inside of the gold. And he's stayed that way ever since. And now, he's up in this cloud area. So I need to grow the beans to get up there. Also, there's a giant. Should probably mention that. Shouldn't be anything to worry about. He probably has the goblin, though. So we're going to need to kill the giant. But we're a big, strong adventurer. We should be able to manage. And here's the beans. Okay. Plant, goblin, from the giant. Got it. Fantastic. Let's go and get these planted. And then we're going to need to get the inventory sorted, of course. All this in the inventory is not what we need. Magic beans planted here. And it needs a little bit of watering. So here we go. We got our Gricoler's can of large amounts of water. And it just shoots up, growing massive amounts, spiraling all the way into the sky. Very impressive. Now we prepare for a fight. We've got our full range setup, a couple prayer potions. So let's get it. Climb the beanstalk, where we meet MacLeod. And we just right on to attacking him. He's got a variety of things he can do. Force you to run away, force you to come closer. But for the most part, just kind of stand over here and shoot him with a crossbow. When he makes us run in close, we need to protect from melee, or he'll hit us. But overall, it's pretty much fine. He also can drain prayer and such. That's not a huge deal. He kind of attacks before we can turn the prayer on, so we're just going to keep it on. And then run back. Not hugely threatening. He's even more powerful now. Oh no. Whatever will we do? We're just gonna stand over here. Hit him with our crossbow some more. Yeah, as long as you don't stay in melee distance, he's not really using the prayer drain. And he's dead. Yeah. Unfortunately, he is now going to be in Nightmare Zone, which makes things awkward. But we can grab the Golden Goblin here. I guess we'll take the Ruby and Sapphire. We can cut him at least, I guess. It's fine. And climb back down the beanstalk. And bring this guy back to Silas. Honestly hope that the legend is false and there's not actually a goblin corpse inside here. But here you go. That giant probably has friends though, so we should probably get rid of the stock. He'll take the goblin, and we need to go cut down the beanstalk. Hope you're a good woodcutter. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. So let us run back to the beanstalk and chop it down. We got our rune axe ready to go. But the beanstalk is too thick. We need to thin it down with the shrinking potion. And it is very effective. Only shrinks it in this direction. That's all wilty. Very choppable. Goodbye, beanstalk. Not the easiest thing to chop. Depending on how tall it is, it's gonna crash on everything. We just kind of knocked it over. Didn't tell anybody about it. No worries. And that is all we needed there. Run back for the last time to Silas. And we can get our reward. Why did he want Rupert's helmet? Seems like an odd choice. But it was, in fact, magical. Inside the helmet was a tiny bottle of a special potion. Made by a witch here in Taverley. But Rupert found it and tucked it in his helmet. Another potion, huh? This one was a very powerful hair tonic. And that's why his beard grew so much. And now that the potion is gone, he doesn't need the helmet anymore. So we can have it. And that is quest complete. 1 quest point, 14,000 woodcutting XP, 6,000 agility and thieving, 5,000 herblore hit points, 4,000 farming, and the dwarven helmet. And that gets us 64 herblore. And no other levels. Nice spread of experience though. I can work with that. And the dwarven helmet is what we really wanted here. Because wielding it in the dwarven mines is the hard task. Next on the list I want to head in here to the Motherlode mine, because we need to get full prospector. And that's going to take a little bit. Time to set up the inventory for prospecting. Full prospector in the shop is a total of 180 golden nuggets. To get that, we need to mine, put stuff in the hopper, collect from the sack, and get a surprise random event here. To the exam center. Hooray. I get more Herblore XP. Nice. Anyways, we get stuff from the sack, and then typically you would go over and deposit it in a bank. We don't have a bank. So all the ores that we get basically just go on the floor. But there is one thing we can do. I have superheat item, goldsmithing gauntlets, and a decent amount of nature runes. So we can make some gold bars here for a bit of smithing XP. It's not all gold ore. There's going to be stuff like coal and mithril. And we'll see if superheating a mithril will be worth it. But the gold is just significantly more experience per bar. So that's going to get us some smithing XP while we're here too. Cleared out our inventory as well as possible. We would need either the fire staff or a stack of fire runes. Or I guess we could put a stack of fire runes in the rune pouch. That would technically save us an inventory space. But then I have to go buy all the fire runes, and this is fine. So I'm going to start mining. With 25 inventory spaces per load, we end up with 100 items in the sack. First, well, I guess it's going to be 24 now, since we have golden nuggets. No, that's fine too. We got some gold ore here. That's 56 smithing XP. And the mithril is only 30, so that's probably not worth it. Ultimately, this is costing a nature rune, so best to not use all of them. Although, by the looks of it, we might end up superheating many more gold ores than the number of nature runes we currently have. So we might need to go and buy more nature runes, or even go make more money to buy more nature runes. But ultimately, it's a fairly similar price to just buying gold ore at the blast furnace. So ultimately, probably still worth it. And it's not like we're making super huge amounts of gold ore. So it's just a little something. We get to drop all this stuff though, so that's just great. Things could be worse. The only way to get golden nuggets, so we don't exactly have a choice here. And anybody else that wants to pick up this enormous pile of coal, mithril ore, and gold bars, that seems like a them problem. 63 mining. We do need mining levels, and this is mining. So that's definitely going to work out. We are going to be here for a while. 64 mining. I am going to need more money for getting prospectors. And by that I mean more nature runes for superheating the gold. So I came over here, picked by the Ardenite for a little bit. Now I have 400,000 coins, along with some more over in Nightmare Zone. So I'm going to get a couple nature runes. 1,500 more nature runes. If we run out, we can buy more. If we don't run out, well, we have nature runes. Those will always be useful. So we're back in the mine. 65 mining. We can mine Lovakite. Also, I got a genie during this inventory. So there is some Herblore XP. 66 mining. And there is enough golden nuggets for our first purchase. Look at our pile of things on the ground. How many options do we have here? 186. My goodness. Yeah. We drop a lot of things. But not the gold nuggets. Those are the ones we actually need. So we're going to start with the jacket. The most expensive one. It's a collection log slot. And gives a little bit of bonus mining XP. The most expensive piece of Prospector here gives the most XP boost per golden nugget. Whether or not it's more efficient to go for the most expensive first, since you have less time getting the bonus from the cheaper ones, ultimately doesn't matter very much. But now we have this graceful top in our inventory. And so, to maintain the 24 back and forth, the graceful, you can go in the house. And now we are very much set to Prospector. We could technically put the one piece of Prospector in the armor case, but then we wouldn't have the tiny XP boost for the rest of the Prospector grind. So that's no good. Then we can just teleport back to the mining guild, and we're basically already there. Very efficient. Very cool. And with the most expensive one out of the way, it's now going to take less time to get each next piece. Still going to get plenty of mining levels though. 67 mining. You also get experience when the pay dirt gets to the sack. So there we go. 68 mining. 197 tiers. Over here at Tears of Gothics. And that is 11.8k room crafting XP. Very good. 69 mining. And there is level 69 smithing. For Shazian Supply Helms 3. And that's it. 50 golden nuggets. So we can get the legs. Collection log pop-up. Always a good time. That is half the pieces, but significantly more than half of the needed nuggets. So we're doing good. And there is 70 mining. We can now mine adamantite in many, many forms. We can get adamantite ore from just mining adamantite. We can get adamantite ore from pay dirt here. And we can get adamantite ore fragments in the volcanic mine. We can also mine soft clay in Prifddinas. once we can actually get there. Size 7, Crash Stars. Wear expert mining gloves. And this is the requirement for Song of the Elves. And mining the adamantite is a requirement for 2 hard achievement diaries. So, quite a bit for level 70. But we're not done yet. 40 more golden nuggets. Exactly this time. So we can get the Prospector Helmet. Collection log. On my head. 1 to go. It's getting faster each time because it's less nuggets. So that's pretty nice. 71 mining. And that is the Crystal Pickaxe, which we don't have and won't have for many reasons. Almost done. And there they are. The last golden nuggets. We can buy the boots. It leaves us with 1 golden nugget, which is not enough to buy anything. We're just going to drop that on the ground. So we are done at Motherlode Mine. We have dropped just an absolute ton of ores and gold bars on the ground. We are leaving with 288 nature runes. So we bought roughly the correct amount. But now with full Prospector, we can go through this tunnel to the mining guild for the hard task. And that leaves just 3 tasks to go. For the Skeletal Wyvern, requiring 72 Slayer, we could technically boost for that. I'll probably just do a bit of Slayer in the future anyways, so I'm not going to worry about that. Especially since it wouldn't help us finish the diary right now, because we still need 70 prayer. This is for changing the family crest to Saradomin, but there's also a lot of other diaries with whole piety requirement. So getting 70 prayer for the diaries and just to have piety in general, a worthwhile goal at some point. But more interestingly, this one. Craft 140 mind runes simultaneously, requiring 56 rune crafting. What that means is the 5 times mind runes level. What makes that difficult for us is to complete that task, you basically need 28 inventory spaces of essence. And unless we want to destroy our rune pouch and juggle an entire looting bag worth of stuff to the altar and then back to the wilderness, that's not going to happen. So, we have 2 options. We either just get up to the next level required and get 6 times mind runes times like 26 would be trivial, but that's a 70 rune crafting. Or we get the Raiments of the Eye from Guardians of the Rift, which give bonus runes. We would need to get 3 pieces in order to guarantee the additional runes required. But again, that's with 28 inventory spaces. We might need all 4. It honestly, in the time it took us to get the full outfit from there, we'd probably just have 70 rune crafting anyways. But that does have some benefits for other diaries too. really can change the rune crafting requirements. But for now, that is all of the Falador diary that we can realistically complete. Overall, not too bad. So I think I'll pick another diary to work on next time. Goodbye.